All right, let's deal with some of our messages that got left on our hotline. That's 717-844-5984, 717-844-5984. That is Dr. Steve's hotline. You can call there. Please try to keep your message less than about 30 seconds. All right, Michael, what do we got?
Dr. Turley, I have a question for you. What is America prepared to offer Alberta and the Western provinces in terms of joining the United States? Your speculation on 51 is very robust and persuasive. However, I think the direction is primarily for one of independence, and that momentum is building by way of polls and surveys, and the Premier of Alberta basically has set the terms of reference for the mandate, and the other Western provinces are following. So I would like to hear from you what the United States brings to the table for the Western provinces of Canada. Thanks very much. Enjoy your show. And I just resubscribe. Best.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I didn't catch the name there, but a great question. Phenomenal question. Yeah, so it looks like so Premier Smith, we were just talking about it earlier. Premier Smith looks like, I mean, Bloomberg is reporting that she is openly talking about putting an independence referendum up for vote in 2026. So we're talking a year and a half from now. Pretty impressive stuff, amazing stuff. And I love the way you put it. It is an independence referendum. It's not necessarily to join the United States as a 51st state or anything like that. So that's number one. So right now, I mean, I think this is at two levels. The first level, and you described it so beautifully, is Albertans want independence from Ottawa. They are sick and tired. It's very similar. You're called the Texas of Canada, very similar to Texas during the Biden years. We've had Dan Miller on a number of times. He would be actually a very interesting resource for you guys in terms of the independence movement in Alberta and whatever's happening in Saskatchewan as well. Because I think you're right. I think if Alberta has a referendum, that's going to trigger a full Wexit. It's going to trigger the full West moving away from East. So yeah, I think that's the first thing, is that Alberta's sick and tired of basically subsidizing BC and subsidizing Ottawa and subsidizing Quebec. And, I mean, you're number one in energy, you're number one in the trade. There is a trade surplus precisely because of Alberta and just with the United States, just with the astonishing output of energy, oil and the like. So then there would be a second stage. And the second stage is now, do we like, similar to what kind of Greenland did, where Greenland, they didn't have a full referendum, but they did vote in. Two of the top three parties were very pro-separatist parties. They were necessarily not pro-U.S. One was not pro-U.S. versus over, say, pro-Europe, Denmark. But nevertheless, they definitely seem to say, hey, we're in the driver's seat right now. We got the cards. We're holding the cards, and we like that. We like playing off the United States and Europe. See who's going to give us the better deal. And that, to me, in the end, is I think then Alberta has all the cards at that point. So Alberta can create new trade agreements with Canada. A newly independent Alberta can do a Republic of Alberta can do new trade agreements with Canada. And then the United States is going to have to compete with that. So again, I think it's very interesting. I just think it puts you in the driver's seat in many respects. It does seem it would be the tax advantages. It would be, because obviously, especially if you're getting brought in in the Midwest and Idaho and Montana culture, Wyoming culture. It's very, very kind of libertarian, very low taxes, very small government. So you have that. And obviously the military protection is part of it, but you already have it by default. It just seems to me, that Alberta would suddenly have a tremendous amount of negotiating leverage for the United States. And I'd have to think that through outside of just the extraordinary trade advantages that you would have. No tariffs, no barriers. Sell your oil as part of the United States overall energy production. We're the number one energy consumer nation in the world. So you're just basically getting drawn up into that and fully immersed into that without any barriers whatsoever. So it seems to me that would be huge and incredibly prosperous. So we'll see what happens over the next year and a half in Canada. We'll see if the secessionist sentiments continue to grow. If they're already 30%, which it looks the latest study showed they were, that's according to tipping point theory, that's all you need. That's enough to eventually get your 52, 53%. You just need that first 30% real committed believers, as it were, and then get your independence. And then let's see what's the optimal agreement that you can get from the United States, most likely again with tax and trade. That's the way I'm seeing it. And then I think you're right. I mean, if you get this amazing agreement, forget it. Saskatchewan is going to follow. I mean, I don't know to what extent BC would have followed, but perhaps the whole, like you're saying, the whole of the West would follow. That would be a stunning development for sure. And then we'd be brothers. We're already brothers by way of our commitment to patriotism and faith, family, and freedom, but then officially, as it were. So it's really cool. It's amazing stuff. Gang, we all know that our country witnessed a moment we'll never forget. We saw a man get shot, stand up, fist in the air, and in defiance scream, "Fight!" Well, sadly, too many of us have lost our fight, and that's exactly how the globalists want it. They want us weak, out of shape, full of estrogen and microplastics. This is why we're so excited to partner with Choq. Choq offers a whole lineup of products formulated to increase your energy, your focus, detoxify your body, and based on clinical studies, boost your testosterone. In fact, the ingredients in the Choq Male Vitality Stack have been clinically studied to boost free testosterone by 87% in just 21 days. Unlike with gimmicky vegetable pills or powder, you're going to feel the difference, and they have the clinical studies to back it up. And right now, you can get 25% off your Choq subscription for life. You heard that right. For life. Just go to choq.com, that's spelled CHOQ.com, and use the promo code Turley. That's 25% off any subscription for life, and you can cancel anytime. Choq is made in America, and their all-American customer service team is standing by to assist you. It's time to make men's vitality great again. Get Choq today. That's choq.com, CHOQ.com. Promo code Turley. You can text or call them at 50-CHOQ-3000. That's 50-CHOQ-3000.
Hey, Dr. Steve, this is Kevin from Long Island. I just had a question about the whole issue with the air traffic controllers and all the issues going on with the air flight delays, etc. If you could just opine on that, I would just like to get some deeper insight into that. I have a sibling who's in the airline industry, and I just want to know a little bit more about that and what you think of that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I've never done a full study on it. The only thing I could, just a very tepid comment here that would be very deserving of confirmation, corroboration, follow-up, and then adjustment if needed. But corporate America in general went through a very, very dark period around and post-COVID here in the United States in particular. And that's when corporate America went full woke. Certainly post-George Floyd, summer of 2020. And it was pressured to begin to hire not so much on the basis of merit, but on the basis of identity politics. And then of course the concern is the very first thing that ends up getting sacrificed in the midst of that is competence. And so what we have seen is we've seen a drop in and again I'd have to give you some specific studies to anchor this, but from what I remember in terms of my cursory reading, there was a drop in customer service. There was a drop in customer fulfillment, in terms of its just overall quality. We certainly saw that in the service industry in general, in the hotel industry, restaurant industries, where there was a notice. We took several steps back in terms of the quality of service, and that's what I'm assuming is happening with the airlines as well. It didn't help too that we had a transportation secretary that was just, I mean, obviously he just had no expertise in management skills or even in being in transportation to begin with. So it seems to me that we took several steps back, and it's going to take some time to get us back to where we were in terms of the standards of competence. The good news is it looks like all the corporations have thrown away that nightmare and are re-embracing competence as their primary means of hiring and advancement.
Dr. Turley, this is Reed Porter calling. I've been waiting to find somebody that might be able to answer this question. I'm from Northern Illinois, and I'm wondering about the hostages in the Middle East. President Trump promised that if they weren't released when he got sworn in, that he would take drastic action. And I've got a friend that won't listen to anything truthful about President Trump because they haven't been released. Thank you so much. And I won't leave my number, but I'm sure your caller ID works. Thank you again.
Thank you, Reed. Great question. Wow, excellent. I wanted to, right when you said that, I just wanted to check because President Trump just said in the Oval Office that that there is going to be a big announcement coming from the Middle East, huge, like the biggest. So we'll have to, but I'm not seeing it's not there yet. Well, again, yeah, I understand where your friend is coming from, and everyone's going to have, their own sentiments and they're going to be true to them and the like. What I would do is I would counsel them from two vantage points. Number one, the key to understanding Trump, I think this is who said this, Zito of the New York Post. Was it Selena Zito? I forget her full name, but she said the difference between people who love Trump and hate Trump is that people who love Trump take him seriously, not literally. People who hate Trump take him literally, not seriously. And that's very important. So Trump it is prone to the exaggerated expressions of a real estate salesman. Look at that staircase. Is that not the most beautiful staircase? Take a look at that view. That is the most amazing. I've never seen a view like. Look, I'm telling you, this place, it's the best place on the market right now. If you'd be crazy, that is a real estate salesman who is selling something real that's really there. Real estate in that sense, it's really there. He's not lying. I guess he could lie. You look at these broken down steps. Look at that immaculate golden, but no, what he's trying to do is it's the art of the deal. He's trying to paint the best possible picture, almost insanely impossible, but then is able to chip away from that in order to get the agreement that he wants originally. So there's a method to the madness, as it were. So I would be careful with that. I think your friend is taking Trump a little too literally there. That said, what Trump was saying, like, I'm going to end the war in Ukraine on day one, I'm going to get those hostages back. What he's in effect saying is, I am not Biden anymore. Biden was leading us to World War III. Biden was leading to the complete slaughter of the Palestinians in Gaza. I am not that anymore. I am not that. I am bringing something radically different into the fold here. And so that, to me, is what you have to get. That's what he's saying. I'm going to take us in a different direction. That's the promise. That's the promise. So we'll have to see if we're able to get those hostages back soon. That might be the announcement. And I shouldn't say that he's going to eliminate Gazans. I mean, literally, he's going to end up eliminating all the American hostages that are out there in Gaza. And Biden would. And I think he's just come out and he's bottom line saying we're going a different direction. We're not going to start World War III, and we're going to find some kind of solution, some kind of settlement solution in Gaza for both sides. That's his real estate promise way of communicating it. Take him seriously, not literally. Don't take him literally, but not seriously. Don't do that, or else again, you have to take him for how you have to take him as he is presenting himself. You can't superimpose a standard onto him that he's not answerable to. That's the way I would see it. And with that, my friends, we have another wonderful day in the tank, as it were, under our belts. Love you guys. I will see you first thing tomorrow morning. God bless. Hey there, Turley Talker. You know what? I'd love to hear from you. That's why I'm launching the Dr. Steve hotline, where you can call in, leave a question, and maybe even hear your own voice featured on an upcoming episode of the show. Whether it's about the latest political shakeup or cultural trends or how we keep pushing forward in this new conservative age, I want to know what's on your mind. Call me at 717-844-5984. Just leave your question. I'll be checking in every single week to answer as many as I can. Again, that's 717-844-5984. Your chance to be a part of the conversation. One more time, 717-844-5984. Give me a call and let's talk.